Hello friends, good evening to all of you and welcome to JTC India YouTube live classes. And today, as after a long time, I am able to come here online, and I'll try now to come every day regularly on the regular basis itself. And because okay, so in that now, so how are you all? Today we are starting up with this Java class. So in that the topic what I am going to discuss today is the topic whichever what I am going to discuss here. See, it's a very important topic, you can say, and in OOPS concept, if you will say, so this is going to be a very important topic. In case of OOPS concept, it is going to be the very important topic, and already you would have seen the you can say the heading of this one, or you can say the title of this video, which is methods in Java. What is that? Methods in Java. So well, I'll write here, what is that I am writing? Methods in Java I am writing. This is methods in Java here. I am going to write it here, right guys? So please share it fastly. And it's a very important topic, very important topic again, as I am saying here. Fine. So we are talking about the methods in Java today, and at the end of the today's class we will understand what exactly methods are, how these all things are being processed, what is the basic processing of the method, what is the instance method, what is the static method, what is the ways of writing the methods, what should be the parameter of the method, what should be the return type of the method. All that things today as I'm going to discuss in this class here, right? So in case you are getting any kind of questions, any kind of doubts from the previous topics also, if you have any kind of doubt, any kind of questions from the previous classes, guys, so you can please ask. If you have any sort of questions from the previous topics, whatever we have discussed, you can please ask. Good evening Mani. Okay, so just say hi to all of you, and please like it, subscribe it, so that others can watch it. Okay, well, so see, whenever we are talking about the object, I'm starting from the topic called as the object here. Definitely I'm going to discuss the methods here. So what exactly these methods are, I'm coming to that particular method itself. Fine. So when I'm saying here any class, when I'm saying here the class, fine. So what we are going to write inside the class, what we are going to write inside that class, see here, understand it here first. I'm writing here a class, and some name of the class we have written. Suppose some name called as the hello you have written, or if you wanted to give some other name, you can just give that name also. What is that name I'm talking about here? Let's say I'm writing here the name called as employee. Here I'm writing employee, I'm writing the name. I'm writing the name called as the employee. Here is the name of that corresponding class we are writing as the employee we are writing here. Fine. Good evening Naveen. Good evening Sri Hari. Fine. Okay. So here when I am writing employee, any class whenever we are defining, any kind of class whenever we are defining, so there are some properties of the class, as well as some operations are there for that class. What is that? What I said? Two things as I am saying. Good evening. What I am saying here, two things as I am saying here. One which is there is the properties plus what is that now? Operations. See here. Two things as I am saying. One is the properties as I am saying. Second one what I am saying is the operations. Fine. Whenever as I am saying here the properties and operation, guys, keep on commenting if you are getting any doubt, you are not understanding anything, any kind of questions you are getting, keep on writing that in the chat box. And now onwards, from today onwards, I'm going to be regular. Yes, definitely we are going to change the timing of this class, because we are going to make it mostly from 8 o'clock from tomorrow onwards. Fine, it is. Is it comfortable for you all, 8 o'clock? From tomorrow onwards, we are trying to keep this class from 8 p.m. Will it be fine for you? 8 to 9. Is it okay or not? Okay, no sir. Okay, fine. Let me know in the comment box, all of you, and fine. So you, and at the same time keep on liking the video also. Like the video, share it. Fine. So here first thing what I'm going to do here is see, understand, it is the properties. Properties, as I'm saying, properties, and what next I'm saying is the operation. So I'm saying here the properties, and every class whatever we write, that must be having some properties and thus must be having some operations, both properties as well as operations, both it is going to have, right? So some classes, some things which is there, going to have some properties and some of the operations into that. Fine. Now, what is the property? Based on the properties, your operations will be performed. Based on the properties, your operations will be performed. When I am saying properties, when I am saying operations, so these two are the something different things here. So now you must be getting, sir, what is the properties and what is the operation? We are getting confused. Okay, don't worry about that. I'll be coming to that, what is the properties and what is the operation here. Fine, let's understand here. If in class, see, if you have written an employee class, see, I'm explaining you the methods, guys. I'm explaining you the methods. Till the end of this class, you will understand properly and clearly what exactly methods are. Fine. So you all will understand what exactly methods are. So by that time, you just means keep on watching it till end. Okay. Now, what is that I'm saying? Properties. So first my question here is, what to you? That guys, why you are writing the employee class? The purpose is why you want to write the any kind of employee class. What is the purpose of writing any employee class? Why you want to do this? You want to write the employee class in order to perform something. So that class, what we are representing, that class, it must be having some properties, right? So first, it must be having, let's say, I'm writing here, so int of, here you are having emp, let's say ID you are having. This is the emp ID you are having. Emp ID 1, you wanted to write it here. This is one property. If this property is there with anyone, employee ID is there, it means that is the employee, correct? So that is the property. Fine. And there could be n number of functions also. There could be n number of operations also of that employee based on, like suppose we are writing here. Here again I am writing string name I am writing. What I am writing here? Name also I have written here. So one is what I have written here, guys. One is the employee ID I am writing. Second one I am writing is the name. Employee ID and name I have written. Fine. Okay, let's understand these two things. One which is employee ID and second one which I am writing here is the name. Two things well I have written into this case. Then after next what I am trying to write, understand it here. One is the employee ID and second one is employee name. But at the same time, what do you have to understand again? You have to understand here, good evening. So here you have to understand one thing. See, I wanted to define some operations, right? So for that operations, you are going to write some functions. For that operations, you are going to write some functions, or in Java we will call methods you are going to write, right? So you are going to write some of the methods for your corresponding class in that. Fine. Okay, so let's understand what methods I am trying to write. Some method names you can suppose, right? So let's say Some function name you can say, some method name. What we should write? Some function name. You only tell. What is the method name you want to write for the employee? Can you please write it? Any operations you tell for the employee? Any one of you, can you please tell me any operations for the employee? Yes, any options for the employee? Any options for employee? Any operations you want to write for the employee? No options? Very good. Write the get details. Very good, Gaurav. Right? We are writing here employee details. Here we are writing, fine. We are writing here employee details, which means that this particular method, whatever we are writing here, this is the method. This method in Java we are calling it as a method, right? We are calling this one as an get employee detail. So this employee is going to give the detail about that corresponding one, that corresponding fine. So okay, now what is the return type of this? What should be the return type of that corresponding employee, whatever we have written here? What should be the return type of that corresponding employee? So let's say I am at present writing the string here. What I am writing? The string. I will explain you about what is string, what is employee. Okay, and here, so say here, this is the return type. This is what we will call return type. This we are calling it as a return type, right? At the same time, we are calling this one as an name, or you can say method name. We are calling this one as a method name, and this one we are calling is a parameter of method. What we are calling? Parameter of the method we are calling here. Fine, it is. So understand one thing. Return type, I'll write the syntax and I'll show it to you. Employee detail, and here is the parameters, method parameters. What is we are writing? And this is what we will call body of method we are calling. So this is body of a method, this is method name, return type, and here is the parameter of the method. Fine? Are you getting it, my point? Okay. Now guys, one thing here, you need to understand it here clearly. What you need to understand here? So see, this is operation, some tasks which is being performed by this method, what we are calling, and which is there directly inside the class you are writing. This is the method, and this is there to perform some of the specific tasks. It is performing some of the tasks in that here. Is it okay? So this task is being performed in some way, in some of the specific ways, and that is what we are calling employee detail. We are calling this one. What is that we are calling as an employee detail? In this case we are calling here, correct? Now here you see that. So I hope you understand the operation. Did you understand the meaning of operation? As I said, see, these all are the properties we can call. These all are the properties we can call, and these all things what we can call it an operations. Operations means some of the activity which is going to be done, which is going to be performed, right? Now these operations will be done based on these properties, may or may not be based on these properties, right? For your, based on that corresponding properties itself, some operations are being done here, right? And that operation is being represented by some of the names, some of the things, and that's what we are calling it as an properties plus operations. And that functioning which is being represented by here a name called as the method. Is it clear to you all? Just reply me in the chat box. Say yes if it is clear to you all. Is it okay? Sleeping? Because after a long time you are attending today's this online class. So many of you might be thinking, oh, okay, we are feeling like, okay, today is the, okay, So hope you are getting it. Any questions in this, any doubts in this? If you have any kind of questions, any doubts, you can please ask. No questions? Well, now here, guys, next thing what okay. Now I'm explaining you here only specific, and now see here. I have just explained the scope of the method, like what exactly methods are doing. Methods are there inside a class to perform some task. Now what type of task you wanted to perform, what type of the task method is trying to perform, it depends on you. You are going to write that method task, you are going to write that method things again inside this, right? So it depends on you, like what kind of method, what kind of task you are asking that particular class to perform, particular method to perform. So it depends on that, it depends on the processing of that corresponding one. Is it okay for you? Now here in this, when I am just removing it here, so now understand from here onwards only categorically specific to the methods itself, that what exactly methods are, what is the processing of the methods here. Now you just understand exactly the term called as method. What is here? See, methods. Methods in Java we are calling. What is that we are calling? Methods in Java, as I am writing here. Fine. Whenever as such I am talking about methods in Java, whenever as such I am saying here methods in Java, guys, you understand it here. How many of you are attending aptitude classes in this? Just say yes in the chat box, those who are attending the aptitude classes. And guys, any kind of suggestion from your side, any kind of feedback about these all classes, either this class or aptitude classes, and very soon other different type of other classes are also going to come for you. So if any kind of feedback you have, any kind of option that you have, you can share in the comment box, you can share in the chat box, so that we will read it and we will try to improve the things for you. Fine? Okay. Now here in this, when I am saying methods in Java, when I am saying what? Methods in Java. So see here, first one, now we are writing access modifiers here. Next one I am writing here, see that return type we are writing. What we are writing? Return type we are writing. One I have written access modifier. Second one what I am writing? Return type. And in this case I am writing here the one which is there is the method name. I am writing here that is the method name I am writing here. Fine. So here I have written that is the method name, in this case I am going to write. Well, after writing this method name, now I am just giving here the parameter of the method. Parameters here I am writing for this corresponding methods. Here are the different kinds of parameters as such I have written about this different kinds of methods, different things over here. Here are the different parameters we are writing. Okay. Now, corresponding to this particular return statement, are you getting my point? Corresponding to this particular return statement, return type, you can write here your return statement. You can write here some kind of return statement. Are you getting my point? What you can write? You can write your return statement in this case. You can write some of the return statement in these cases, and this is what the processings and all other sort of things which you could be doing in these cases, right? So some return statement you could write it in these cases, and here the access modifiers, return type, method name, parameters, method in Java, all these sort of things which is there I am writing. Fine. Now again, in this next case itself, what is the further things which I am trying to do here? Let's understand it here. What is that you need to understand in this? See, I am writing, okay, so this is the syntax of the method. Now I am writing one example for this method. For example, I am writing here, understand it here. What is example I am writing? See here, In case of method, whenever as I'm writing any method, whenever what I'm writing as a method, so see first here, if your method is not having any return, so first if you want that to be accessed everywhere, so you can write this one as an public, you can declare this one as an public. What you can declare? This you can declare public. If you want that it can be accessed at all the places, then definitely you can write that method name as an public. That's what we are doing here. Fine. Now after doing this public, after doing all the sort of things which is the public, what is next thing what you could do here? What is the next things what you can opt here? See here, public. And now what is your return type? So if, see here, I am writing here void as an return type here. This is the void I am writing as an return type in this case. And the next one again guys, I am writing here. So see, public, void, and now I wanted to write the method name. So suppose here any name I have written, let's say show method name I am writing here. And here is the sum. See here, here you will see the, so it's a public, void and show. See here, and here in this cases, this is the things to write the parameter. Parameters of the, parameter of the, which one now? Method we are writing. What is that I am writing? Parameter of the method as I am going to write it inside this. This is parameter of the method. This is what? A parameter of the method. I am trying to write it inside this. This is what I am writing, parameter of the method. Now understand it here. Fine. This method, see, here if I am writing, suppose, let's say, in case of I am writing int of, suppose, empid I am writing as a parameter. Some parameter I have written here. Fine. Some parameter you have written here. Fine. Now, so here you have written return type. What is this now? Return type you are writing. This is method name you are writing, and this is what you are writing? Parameter of the method you are writing. Okay. So here it's an void, void, void is the return type. Okay. When your method is not returning anything, when your method is not returning anything, so in that case you can specify here the return type of that corresponding method as an void. What you can specify? Return type of that corresponding method you can specify here as an void. What you can specify? You can write the method return type as an void. I hope you are clear with this, right? You can write the void as an return type of that corresponding method. Are you getting it? Next one again guys, here you can keep on liking guys. Abhi aapne like nahi kiya hai na? So keep on liking it. Okay. Fine. ठीक है ना? So next आप समझो. Next you try to understand it, right? So here return type I am writing. Okay. So if your method is not returning anything, so that is the void you are going to write. So again now here you see. This is you are going to write this inside the class, where you are going to write directly inside the class you are going to write. These all methods you are going to write where? Directly inside the class you are going to write these all sort of methods. You are going to write it inside a class. Where you are going to write? Inside a class you are going to write. Directly inside the class. You cannot write anywhere else. Directly inside the class, which means what? See, if I am writing this here, so see, this method which is there you are writing must be there inside a class. So suppose here you are writing a, what is that you are writing? A class. Suppose, let's say we are talking about employee class. So here it must be there inside the employee here. Fine. This class which is there, it must, this method which is there, it must be there directly inside the employee class. It must be always there inside a class. It must be always there inside a class employee. Fine now? Okay. Now you understand one thing here. See, this is a particular method. So now see, I'll explain you why method return type and what is the role. Why method return type पहला first question, why method return type, and guys what is the question 2, what is the role of return type of the method, what is the role of the return type of the method. Hope you are getting it. This we will understand it here. Why method return type, why we wanted to write this method return type, and parallelly what is the role of this corresponding method return type, what is the exactly role of this method return type. These both things we will understand it here. We will understand it, why method return type and what is the role of that corresponding method return type in that case. Fine, it is. This is the two things which we will be keep on discussing it in this. We will be talking about this. Okay. Now, parallelly we have one more question. What is that question is? See, in methods there are again number of things to discuss, but before that what is there? Here I am explaining you few more things. Now, what is next here now? Why this parameters of the method is required. Are you getting my point? Why this parameter of the methods are required into this case? ठीक है ना? Why this parameter of the methods are required into this case? Why the parameter of the methods which is there is required in this cases here? Why do we need to write this? What we need to write it? Parameter of the methods. What is the purpose of writing the parameter of the method here? Hope you are getting it. What is the use of writing the parameter of the method? Fine? Okay. So I will be talking about all these things here into this. Now, in simple word, two things. Remember it here, guys. Two things. You just understand it here. Two things. What is that? The number one point, the parameter of the method is something like an input to the method you are providing. What is that? If you have written some parameter of the method, if you have written some parameter of the method, it means you are providing what you are providing, return type, you are providing input to that method. Again I am repeating. मैं आपको फिर से एक्सप्लेन एक बार कर रहा हूं कि अगर आपने पैरामीटर दिया हुआ है मेथड का, इफ यू हैव गिवन द पैरामीटर ऑफ दिस मेथड, अगर आपने पैरामीटर दिया हुआ है किसका, मेथड का, इसका ये मतलब होता है कि उस मेथड को आप जो उस कॉलर ऑफ द मेथड होगा, जो उस मेथड को कॉल करेगा, वो उसे उसके पैरामीटर को देना मैंडेटरी है. एंड टिल द टाइम that particular caller of the method is not providing that parameter, then till then you will not be able to call it. हम इसे call नहीं कर पाएंगे. We will not be able to call this method. We will not be able to call this till the time you provide this. Okay. So in another form, whenever you are providing any parameter to the method, then indirectly it means that if anyone is trying to call that method, again, if anyone is trying to call that method, so they must have to provide the parameter of that method. They must have to satisfy the parameter of the method. Till the time you are not satisfying the method parameter, till the time you are not satisfying, you are not providing the method parameter. Are you getting it? Till the time you are not satisfying or providing the parameter of a method. Fine, it is parameter of a method. If you are not providing, then you will not be able to call that method. So one thing is clear to you. What is one thing is clear to you? That what is the why we are providing the parameter of the method. Fine. Okay. In another form now, in another form, what is the return type of this method? What is the return type of this method? Understand it. What is the return type of this method we are writing here? Understand it here. What is the return type of that corresponding method we are writing in this cases here? Got it? Okay. Sorry, method return type. See, After processing this method, as I told, what is I told? Method operation. What I told? Method operation. Understand it. Method is means what? It is performing some what? Operation it is performing. Well, it is performing some kind of operation. It is performing some task. Okay. So after performing this task, it is going to give some processed output. Fine. That processed output can be fetched out with the help of this return type, right here. So you can write here the return type, and now depends in what form that is giving the output, in what form that is giving the result from this corresponding method. So in whatever form it is giving, you can write that corresponding return type here. Are you getting it now? So this is the one basics of the methods. Basics of the methods as such I told you. It is a very basics concepts of the method. Hope you are clear. Okay. Now one important point about the methods. What is that important point about the methods? That till the time you are not calling the method. Again I am repeating. Till the time. What? Till the time you are not calling the method, then it is not being processed. It will not be processed automatically as like the blocks. You must have to call the methods. If you are not calling that method, if you are not doing it, you are not calling that method, then that method will not be processed automatically. If you will call this method, if something you are going to do, then only that corresponding method is going to be processed. If you are not calling, of course, in all the cases, in all the forms, that method in any case, in any form, it is not going to be processed. Remember this point. If you are not calling that method, then that method is not going to be processed at any point of time. Is it okay now? Okay. It is not. And now here, we will see here what is the type of method. Friends, is it clear to you all? Just reply in the comment box. Do you understand the meaning of the method? Do you understand the parameter of the method? And do you understand the return type of the method? Return type of the method, more elaborately, we will be discussing in the upcoming topic. Okay? And just now we will discuss it. So till this point, are you okay with this? Are you clear with these all things? All of you can reply, guys. All of you can reply fastly. Okay. Fine. Any questions to anyone till this point? At this, whatever I have explained, if you have any questions, any doubts, you can please ask. Any questions you are getting, any doubts you are getting, you can please ask. Okay, fine. Okay, next now in this now, here you see. Now we are talking about the entirely different things here, about the different concepts as we are talking about here. What is that? Two different concepts we are talking about. In this, understand it here in this. What is that? The very first one is here. Very first thing inside this is, what is that very first thing? Say here, guys. Very first important thing in these cases here. So guys, here there are, I am writing here the types of, what is that I am writing? Types of method I am writing. What is that I am writing? I am writing, well, different types of method as I am going to write here. What is that I am writing? Different types of method as again I am going to write. What all the different types of methods are available that I am writing inside this. So what all the different types of method, can you reply in the comment box? Yes, there are two types of method, right? The one is instance method and second one is what? Which is a static method. So one is the instance method, second one is the static method, correct? One is the instance method, second one is the static method. These two are the very important thing. One is the instance method, second one is the static method. So these two types of methods we are having. Fine? Okay, let's understand. So first one, what we have? Instance method. Instance method we are having. One I am talking about is the instance method. First one is the instance method I am writing. The second one which I am saying is the what? Static method I am writing here. What is that I am writing now? Static method. One I am writing as an instance method, second one I am writing as the static method. These two are the important types of methods which is available in Java. One is what? Instance method. Second one is now a static method what we have. Fine. Now based on that, how do we first define the instance method and static method? Understand it here first. So see, I'll just remove it out. This instance and static method, whatever you are writing, it must be there directly inside the class. You must have to write this instance and static method directly inside the class. Fine? So well, when I am writing a class, and the class name, let's say here you are writing hello. So this is the name of the class you have written. Fine? You have written these two classes here. One is the class hello and second one is the class hello means hello I have written. In this now, two different types of method we are going to define inside this case. Fine? The number one here is, what is that number one? One is instance method. So here I'll write the name of the method. So say here, void of M1 method I am writing here. What is that I am writing? Void of M1 method. This we can call it as an instance method. This is one we are calling it as an instance method, guys. Right? It is an instance method. At the second point now, when you are writing static void of, well, I am writing here the static one. So static void of, which one you are writing? M2 you are writing. You are writing static void of which one? M2 you are writing. Fine. Whenever you have written M2, so see here, this we are calling it as an, which one now? Static method. We are calling it as a very important concept. So see, a method which is defined directly inside the class without any static keyword. A method which is directly defined inside the class without any static keyword. Remember it, without any static keyword. This one, we will call it as an instance method. We are going to call this one as an instance method, right? At the same time now, if you are writing a method directly inside the class with a static keyword, then we will be calling it as a static method. What is this? It is a static method. So one, what it is? Instance method. Second one is what it is? Static method. Is it clear to you all? Any doubts in this? Guys, any question you are getting in this? Any questions in this? Any doubts in this? If you are getting any question, any doubt, well, in this case, please you can write it in the comment box. Instance method as well as the static method. No questions? Okay. Now here these both methods, well, in case of instance method as well as the static methods, both, what I am saying, both instance method as well as static methods, both must be called, and then only it is going to be processed. If you are not calling these methods, then it is not going to be processed in any case. If you will call it, then only processing will be done. If you are not calling it, this method processing will not be done in any of the cases. Make it clear, make it clear. If you will call it, then only it is going to be processed. If you will not call it, then it is not going to be processed in that case. Is it fine now? Okay. So now guys, any questions from today's class? Any questions you are getting? Today you all are very less are watching today, so I am not starting the concept, exact main concept of static method and instance method, because that we will discuss again tomorrow. What is the again main concept of static method and instance method, where instance method will be used, where static method will be used, what is the benefit of using the instance method, what is the benefit of using the static method. All these concepts I will be discussing tomorrow. Now the tomorrow class timing, what we are going to have is, it is 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. The class timing what I am going to have is, say here, 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. 1 hour early we have shifted this class, guys. Okay, 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock we are going to have this class from tomorrow onwards. And guys, please share it to your friends, like it, and because so that make sure that more and more number of your friends are watching it. Fine it is. And because if you will fine. Okay, no issues. So tomorrow onwards, 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock we are going to watch. Inform to your friends also. Guys, thank you to all. See you. Good night to all of you.